Yeah. My bando make a wish. My bando house through 36. My bando bought me that. Bando bought me this. My bando house through jumping jacks. Told my niggas just relax. Got some blow that taking 3. Gon' put this bando on a
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. Thank you for tuning in this good old Thursday. I rarely get time to watch TV nowadays, and I'm playing catch up with a lot of stuff. I've been watching the same last 3 episodes of Power on the 4th series with Tommy for I don't know how long, about a month, I think. And then Ozark, the last few episodes. Man, so look, I got to play catch up on a lot of stuff. And then, mind you, I missed a lot of stuff that was produced and made when I was away off and on all these years. So I'm probably still playing catch up from, the late 90s, early 2000s. Excuse me, right? But, yeah. So it's a lot of stuff I didn't see, a lot of stuff I'm not going to never see because I don't got that much time no more. But TV in general is a big part of people's everyday lives. I was down the street with the homegirl and them last night, and my homegirl, Shanara, she got up. She said, yep, time to go in the house and watch Sisters. Right? And I ain't even see, that's what I'm thinking. I said I was going to watch Sisters. I watched the first episode or 2. Didn't ever get caught up, right? So, my whole thing is, when she said that, it just gave me a whole different, it's so crazy because I try to pre-plan what I'm going to talk about on certain days because I get that busy and I can't always film every day. But what end up happening is somebody say something that's a trigger that leads to me telling these stories. And it throw my plan off and I had something else planned for the day, but I'm telling this one. So I got home and I had planned on watching TV, got my laptop, got my little bit of drink or whatever, my water and all my little peanuts and stuff for the night. I said, I'm going to watch me a little TV. Never did it. Fell asleep. It always happens. My daughter, I'm notorious for it. But when I was doing the bid, right, when I was locked up, I didn't get my first TV until months in. I think my TV finally got delivered after I got out of segregation for the first time. But I found out how pivotal TV is, not just the people on the street, but just to inmates as well. I didn't realize how powerful the TV was until I got my own because I was always watching my man TV and always hitting the yard. But when I finally got to a new facility, my TV came, black and white TV, right? Black and white, but it was the little, what they call the big booty TV, the little square box one. That boy was with the little wood grain, black back to it. This one you can have, nowadays all the TV's clear. You get that clear 13-inch flat boy. It costs about $1.50, $1.80 in some states, right? If you can get TV, because some states don't even get TV. And the feds, you got community TVs. That's it. In most spots, right? But my thing was, I finally got my TV, man. And then back then, you had to have a converter box, right? You had to plug your TV into the converter box, have an antenna, and then click, 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 find your channel. Y'all remember that? Anybody from, I don't know if that was every state, but MDOC, Michigan Department of Corrections, them TVs back then, if you wanted to change the channel, say you was up late and everybody in your queue was asleep, you had to go real slow and forceful. This the kink, kink, just to keep the sound down because that boy was so loud and aggressive. And it would cause problems between bunkies back then. Because if your bunkie up late watching TV, and you down there trying to sleep because you got to get up early in the morning. He clicking, click, 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 not even thinking about you sleep. Well, he got his headphones on, so he's not really cognizant of how loud the noise is. It's problems, right? But that escape that I was able to take from that TV, man, when you get your first TV in prison, your very own is yours. They got color ones now. But you go through a sense of sensory deprivation when you in the county and when you get to quarantine, what we call the bubble, the reception center, because you ain't watching no TV. In the county, you might be able to catch some TV here and there, but your mind elsewhere, right? But when you're in that bubble in quarantine, they find you somewhere to go for weeks at a time, sometimes a month or more, depending on your level of security, right? Then you finally get to a facility where you can catch some TV in a day room here and there. And if you get real cool with somebody, or you run into somebody who in your unit, who might be able to say, hey, I can get you a TV until yours come or whatever, or I can get you a TV real quick, give me the money back, or if you got money on you. It happens like that sometimes. Like I told y'all before, I rolled into a facility and was trying to buy a TV off rip. As soon as I got to the yard, like I need a TV. Who got a TV for sale, right? But in those days, it was a little harder because the TVs were harder to conceal. You got a big TV, that boy big and boxed. So imagine going months and months and months. You ain't seen TV. Not for real. And then I go to the hole. So I get out the hole. I'm watching TV in my zone with my headphones on. I can't hear nothing around me. You don't even remember that you're watching a black and white TV. That's how powerful that dopamine release is when you haven't seen nothing and you can't just zone out. Everybody always around you in the day room. It's too much going on. When you can lay on your bed, lights kind of out, it's getting late, you falling asleep, and you watching something that you've been watching your whole life, or you watching something new that you never seen before. That's a powerful phenomenon. A lot of fights get are de-escalated or don't happen because dudes play their rack when they in the joint, or what we call playing your rack. It's like when you lay on your bed a lot, when you lay on your bunk a lot, we call that playing your rack because it's like a rack, right? So they're like, it's called playing your rack. But the whole thing is you got a lot of people who, especially on them weekends, them long weekends I talk about, people that's just lay back and fall back, or they got a time schedule. They got a time that like 2 o'clock, I'm going to watch the stories, the soap operas. 1 o'clock, I'm going to watch the soap opera. So a lot of dudes leave the yard at certain times of the day. And I promise you, I'm confident in saying this, that brings a lot of the tension down. They had a study some years ago in Florida that actually said, was that a luxury item or was it actually a way to do prison control or what they call monitoring, you know what I mean? Right? So, or management, my bad, not monitoring, but prisoner management. Because it manages your time. You get into a schedule, you know what you're going to watch on certain days, a certain time. It give you an escape. It's one of those things that's almost necessary to certain people because you got some dudes that's a little different. I was going to say weird, but I'm going to say different because they don't even watch TV when they go to prison. They just be in that boy reading all the time, which is the same thing, I guess, right? Or some of them don't read, don't watch TV. They just lay on their bed at night, go out and run around all day. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. But me, once I found out how much better my prison transition and that time I was doing, when I was doing that bid, when I got a TV, it was just like, I don't even want to talk on certain times. Leave me alone. I know what I'm about to do. Feel me? And keep you from busting people upside their dome because I'm about to go, man. I don't want to talk. Turn your TV up, you lay back. You might fall asleep. That TV powerful, and I didn't realize it until I got my first one. That's why I say that first. I guess it's like that with all TV. But when you get your first one though, it's a lot different. That first TV, man, different. Because after that, it's like okay, I had a TV. But when you ain't seen it, y'all don't understand. I keep saying this because listen, when you haven't seen nothing, people that never been through this don't understand. People that been to prison or y'all been in a situation where y'all was deprived of something. Y'all don't have the luxury of something to do something that y'all normally can just go and click a button or click, or like going to the refrigerator and having choices and options, right? When you put yourself in that position, right? If that's the case, right? Not saying that everybody's guilty that go to prison, but when you put yourself in that position and you deprive yourself of them things and you finally get to enjoy them again, it makes you feel like you can get through that day, that week, those next few months. Because you know what you're going to do. Through the winter, I'm about to do this, that, come back, watch TV. Do this, that, come back, watch TV, right? You put that into your plan and your schedule so that you know it ain't easy, but it's a better transition because of that, right? And that, like, I'm transitioning into, let me see, probably Saturday, because tomorrow let's not forget Friday. Saturday, I'm going to follow up with y'all on this TV thing because it's a funny story and this is like some of the lighthearted things that I want to talk about because I don't always want to talk about all the horrific stuff I went through in prison, but I'm just letting people know if you ever go in there and you have to go through that, and I'm saying this because I know that sometimes in certain places they want to deprive inmates of things, and I think that they should allow people to have their own TV, man, because the time gonna be at the time, no matter if you give a guy a TV or not. Give a guy a TV, let him go on here. You might prevent a lot of stuff. That's why I'm really talking about this, right? But it's, to me, as a topic matter, it's something a little more lighthearted and whatnot. But Saturday, I'm going to follow up on y'all about how interesting the culture around that TV is. There's a lot of subcategories to that TV. day room TV activity and a lot of the stuff that's going around that and over that remote control. If y'all been there, you know what I'm talking about, that remote control. And on the other side, what we call TV wives, right? So I might cover both of them on Saturday in the same little episode, and y'all will see what I'm talking about when I get there, right? Anyway, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for getting me to this point. The channel constantly growing. It's growing at a pace of 5 to 10 subscribers a day, it seemed like, or more since I got to 1,000. At least, man. I appreciate that. Even my Facebook group, if y'all haven't tapped in on Facebook, same name, Retired from the Streets TV. Right, you go in there and type in that or Retired from the Streets. Either one. It's one of them two, I forget. But yeah, it's growing. You know, we had about almost 500 members, and it was just teetering at about 3-something for the longest. I appreciate all the interaction. I think I'm an interesting dude sometime and a little funny. You feel me? I ain't that bad looking. You feel me? So, for the ladies, you know, whatever. But I love y'all, man. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny. At Retired from the Streets TV. Y'all be safe. See y'all tomorrow for Let's Not Forget Fridays. And you know what time it is. I'm out. Nigga. Ha.